You're right guys, welcome back to another video and welcome back to a brand new series on my channel. I'm basically going to be breaking down the Sheffield United goals and goals we've conceded as well from the weekend's action on midweek whenever we're playing, and hopefully provide some insight and some knowledge hopefully as to why we've conceded or scored in certain scenarios. I'll hopefully bring some stats as well to support my points, so yeah, I hope you enjoy. I've played at quite a decent level of football, so I hopefully know what I'm talking about, but feel free to disagree in the comments. I hope you enjoy. I hope this brings a different insight or come at it from a different angle than other people have, so please like, comment, subscribe if you are new, and yeah, enjoy. Right, so we'll start off with the first penalty incident and the penalty that Billy Sharp missed. So it's a short corner from Norwood, down the byline to Duffy, lays it back, takes a touch and whips one in. And it does hit his arm, I think it hits him on the elbow, but it's really, really harsh. It's right on the borderline between the 18-yard line and just outside, and I'd be a bit gutted if that were given against us. So possibly lucky to get this penalty, and some would say justice was done eventually, but we'll have a look at the penalty now. Right, so in his career, Sharp has had 18 penalties, he's taken 18 penalties and only scored 13, which is around 72%, which is not great, it's not ideal, and it's probably why some people don't really fancy him. He often hits quite a few straight down the middle, and then I remember one being saved last year or the season before where the keeper basically just stood there, and he's switched it up since then. But it's hard to hide the fact he's not got a Le Tissier or a Ricky Lambert record from penalties. Right, so he steps up and hits it quite hard to the keeper's right or to Sharp's left, whichever way you want to look at it. And to be honest, it's not that bad a penalty. If the keeper dives the other way, everyone's saying, yeah, great penalty, fantastic. So it's difficult to be too harsh on him here. Yes, it's at a good height for the keeper, but it is fairly near the corner. And in another game, the keeper dives the other way and it's 1-0 and everyone's saying, yeah, Sharp's a fantastic penalty taker and he's had a good record this season. As it is, the keeper dives the right way, he doesn't get a full hand on it, it hits his left elbow, his body, something like that, and fortuitously bounces up off the crossbar. Another day it goes in, another day it hits the crossbar and goes in. One of those things, people miss penalties, and it's always a lottery, but it's hard to hide the fact that Sharp's not amazing at penalties. Personally, I wouldn't have Sharp on penalties. I'm not sure who I'd go for. Possibly McGoldrick, he tucked one away, well, yesterday and at QPR. So if you've got any other suggestions, leave it down in the comments. I'll be interested to see who your suggestions are. Right, so moving on to the 40th minute. Duffy's got the ball on the right byline. He's slowing the game down a bit. Freeman comes towards him, comes short. Now, if you've ever taken note of the throw-ins that we take, it's been a complete difference this season. So if you watch when we've got the ball high up on either side, Ender or Freeman or Baldock or whoever's playing on that side will throw the ball short, often into Duffy, and immediately run down the flank. First time touch from Duffy and whip the ball straight across. It's basically the same movement here. As soon as Duffy passes that ball, he's off straight away. Freeman knows what he's going to do. It must be a pattern of play that we've worked on in training. It's a perfect ball, perfect for Duffy to whip one in. And he delivers absolutely perfectly. It's a cross right out the top draw. It graced any Premier League game. Perfect cross. And I think that's what's actually done for the Millwall defenders here, because when Sharp nods it in, he's in acres of space. There's two huge 6-foot+ centre-backs there, and they're nowhere near him, because, I mean, Sharp's, what, 5'8", 5'9", he's not normally going to win a header against centre-halves that are that big, so it's a perfect cross, pinpoint cross, and it's a good finish. All the pace is already on the cross, all he has to do is direct it into the corner, and yeah, that's what he does. Sharp scores goals, and he might not be amazing at penalties, but he certainly scores goals. But for me, as it was for Sharp, he pointed straight to Duffy. It was Duffy's goal, perfect goal. All Sharp had to do was direct it into the corner, away from the goalkeeper, and it's 1-0. 1-0, 5 minutes before half time, and everything's looking fantastic. So we come out second half, 1-0 up after dominating, and possibly even should have been 2 or maybe even a 3 up in the first half against a Millwall side that we always seem to struggle against. I don't think we'd won at the Den since 2010, so everybody was optimistic at this point. And then 2 minutes after half time, we're going to concede from a set piece. Now, Millwall are a big side, especially at centre half, so this wasn't exactly a surprise. It should have been something we've worked on in training. To be fair, I'm sure we have. But it was a good ball in. But the key here is that Jake Cooper, the guy who scores, gets a run on Basham, and Basham struggles to jump. He gets above him easily, and it's a bullet into the corner. One thing I'll say though, well, there's 2 mistakes really here. He gets a run on Basham, and no matter, even if you're a couple of inches smaller, if you get a run on someone, it's incredibly difficult to defend a set piece like that. And also, if you look at Norwood on the corner, he's there for that exact thing. Now, it's possibly too high for him. Obviously, you have a small man on the corner because they're not going to be able to compete. But can he save it? Can he perhaps jump a little earlier, read it a little bit better. I'm not sure. It might be a little bit harsh on Norwood. It's difficult to lay too much blame at his feet, but I'm just saying maybe, possibly, it could have come round and cleared that one. It's probably too high. I'm probably been a little bit harsh here, but it's these little margins that mark the difference between playoffs and automatic, or finishing 7th and 8th, or similar to how we did last season and the playoffs, so yeah. Right, so then 3 minutes later, we're on the attack. Sharp lays a ball back to McGoldrick. It's a poor ball, bit of a hospital pass really. The defender wins it cleanly, and they're on the attack. We've got Sharp, McGoldrick and Duffy, who's breaking down the right hand side, all in front of the ball, and the counter-attack's on. Now, I'm not taking anything away from the Leonard pass. He didn't do that for us, but some would say he didn't have the chance. It was a great ball forward, but if you look at the line of the centre-halves, the 3 centre-halves, and Egan especially, I don't think he was switched on. I don't think he was fully concentrated, primarily because I don't think he expected us to turn the ball over that quickly. The ball was turned over so quickly from being on the attack with Sharp and the poor pass to McGoldrick. It was turned over so quickly that Gregory had spotted that. It quickly turned, ran in behind, and Basham and O'Connell were still playing him onside at this point, whereas Egan were a little bit further forward, so the defensive shape wasn't ideal. I think it was a quick turnover that's actually done us here. Egan was actually further forward than Basham and O'Connell, which is not really what should be the case in a 3-back. The middle centre-half should be further back, almost as a sweeper type, but obviously not too far, so he's playing everybody on side. But in this case, he's been caught too far forward. Gregory's seen that the ball's been turned over really fast. As soon as Leonard's got the ball and looked up, he's spanning behind, ran in behind. It's a fantastic pass by Leonard. Now, Dean Henderson's done the right thing here. People might slate him, saying he should have come out and got the ball as a sweeper keeper, or whatever the name is nowadays, but he's done 100% the right thing. If he comes rushing out, then it makes Gregory's mind up for him. He flips it over him, it's 2-1, and everybody's mourning at Henderson. So he's done the right thing by staying put, but we can't underestimate the touch that Gregory has here. The first touch is the goal, essentially. The first touch is fantastic, and a lot of other Championship players, and even some Premier League players, would not have a touch this good. It's all on the first touch. The first touch puts it perfectly into his path, and it's quite a simple finish from there. It's a great first touch, slides it under him or just to the side of Henderson, and yeah, it's 2-1. We've been done on the counter. It was a quick turnover of the ball. Defence was caught out of position. Egan too far forward. Didn't spot the danger early enough. Gregory, live wire, seen the opportunity, spun in behind, and great first touch. Henderson couldn't really do any more because Gregory's in a difficult position in that wide position. It's all on the first touch. And yeah, we can't really complain. 2 good goals. Maybe Norwood, as I've said, cleared the first one off the line, but it's hard to be too critical. The turnover in play, you don't often see a turnover that quickly, so I think Egan's possibly been caught out and his concentration might not have been optimal at that point. Moving on from that, we've then got our second penalty, and it's just a ridiculous decision by the Millwall player. I've no idea what he's doing, basically. Any player's going to hold his ground there, and as soon as he feels a touch, he's going to go down. I mean, we can't really blame him. If it's a Millwall player and a Sheffield United player that barges into him, we'd have been saying, what is he doing running into him? It's not Duffy's fault for going down easily, but yeah, it's all the Millwall player's fault here. He's seen the ball in the air. I'm not sure if he knows Duffy's there, but he's gone barging into him. It's a definite penalty, and you don't often see 2 penalties given, especially for the same side in the game, so it must have been a clear penalty because referees aren't usually a fan of giving 2 penalties to the same team in a game. So, but yeah, it was a 100% clear penalty, and Sharp obviously gave the honours to McGoldrick this time. Now, people will say, yeah, good penalty from McGoldrick, but just look how poor the keeper is here. Look how early he moves. I'll slow it down in slow motion. He's almost at the other side. He's almost on the floor when McGoldrick kicks it. It makes his mind up for him. I bet 99% of you watching this would have scored that goal. That's how poor the goalkeeping is. They say to leave it to the last minute, not literally, but as soon as he kicks the ball or slightly before, when his head goes down from looking at the keeper to the ball, that's when the goalkeeper should ideally move, and he's moved so early. They must practice these things in training, so I'm not sure why he's gone so early, but it makes McGoldrick's mind up. He's got 3/4 of the net to aim at. As long as it's inside the post, it's a goal, and 2-2, and then there's only really one winner from there. So the third goal, and ultimately the winner, is an absolute carbon copy of the first goal. Duffy's on the right hand side, not quite as near the byline this time, into Freeman, who's drifted infield. On a note on Freeman, we've looked so much better with him in the side now. I was a massive fan of Baldock last season, but I think Blades Analytic, or on the Blades podcast, I'll leave the link in the description to that, they mentioned that Baldock's output in an attacking sense has been really poor last season, and I think we've seen a real contribution from Freeman since he's come back into the side. It's not as good defensively, but offensively he's much, much better than Baldock. But yeah, back to the third goal. It's a complete carbon copy of the first, just with a different scorer on the end. Duffy's on the right hand side, not quite as near the byline this time as it was for the first goal, into Freeman, and this pass is unbelievable. It has to be perfect, this pass, and it has to be first time. Duffy's already set off straight into his path, and he doesn't have to do anything with it. Just play it across the goal, and it's 3-2, and game over. Now, McGoldrick's read this. It must be a pattern of play that we've worked on, because if you look at the centre halves of Millwall, look how far behind they are from McGoldrick. They're a good 3-4 yards, which is really poor at this level. So as soon as Duffy plays that first initial ball into Freeman, McGoldrick sets off. You can't quite see it on the screen, I don't think, but then the ball from Freeman is absolutely pinpoint perfect. All Duffy has to do is just lay it across the box with not too much power and just along the floor, and McGoldrick is not going to miss from there. So yeah, McGoldrick come up with another late winner, another tap-in, but it shows great composure. A lot of people would slash at it and miss from there, especially Connor Salmon, if we remember that horrendous miss in the Adkins season where Campbell Rice cuts it across and Salmon somehow misses from around 6 yards. But yeah, fantastic finish to the game, good performance, and it could have and should have probably been a bigger margin of victory. We've been caught out by two pretty good goals, especially the Millwall second one. That is a very good goal. As I mentioned for the first one, Norwood probably being a bit harsh there. He probably can't really clear that, he's not quite tall enough. And the second one is a really good goal. The touch from Gregory after the fantastic ball from Leonard is unbelievable. It's Premiership class. And we did really well to respond. As soon as that penalty went in, I'm not entirely sure, as I've said, what the goalkeeper's doing. He's moved almost before he's started running up. He's given him 3/4 or at least 2/3 of the net to aim at, and all he has to do is put it inside the post. And then the final goal, an exact carbon copy of the first, the same movement, the same pattern of play. McGoldrick reads it just as Sharp did in the first half, and it's a great finish. It doesn't have to do as much as Sharp did with it, but yeah, fantastic finish. Another win, up to 4th, and now we roll on to Blackburn. There should be another one after the Blackburn performance. There'll also be a vlog out from the Blackburn performance. I couldn't get down to Millwall, but I'll hopefully be at Blackburn on Wednesday. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed the first one. I hope it's come at it from a slightly different angle. So for more, please like, comment, and make sure to subscribe. I think we're around 18 subscribers now, so if you enjoyed it, please subscribe. There are plenty more vlogs and other football and other YouTube content coming, so it'll be constant. There'll be hopefully 4 or 5 uploads per week. So yeah, please like, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch you later.